think it started.
Did you start?
I don't know, did I?
Sometimes.
Twice a day, every day.
Welcome to
Bust Town, USA.
This is the
Room full of
queers.
Alright. Gonna be introducing a new game here. It's called Kill, Kill, Kill. So I'm gonna give you 3 names and you have to decide if you want to kill them, or kill them. So we got Greg Oden, Tyson Chandler, Frank Sinatra.
These guys do have a lot of similarities.
Yeah.
I mean, Tyson Chandler, former Defensive Player of the Year. Frank Sinatra, almost Defensive Player of the Year. I'm gonna have to go kill Tyson Chandler. Kill Greg Oden.
Damn, those are some tough ones.
But I'm gonna definitely kill Frank Sinatra.
Damn, you did it to him.
It's tough. It was a tough choice out here.
Yeah, that
really came down to who had the nicer ass.
Oh, okay. And who'd you go with?
Tyson Chandler.
Oh, okay. You like them big boys, huh?
Guys, send us your comments. 3 people you think we should kill, and we'll decide live on air. But it won't be live, because when you watch it, we won't be live.
So, new news in the Ukraine versus Russia war.
I think it's a crane.
Ukraine.
You gotta pronounce the U like, Ukraine.
Well,
Ukraine.
it turns out that Putin actually invaded the wrong place. He invaded Ukraine thinking it was Akron, Ohio. So.
You need to get rid of Akron, Ohio. I think there'd be worldwide support for that invasion, you know.
You think LeBron would be on board?
Yeah. Because then people could stop and be like, come back home. Because there'd be no home to come back to.
We just have all of America, and then Akron, Ohio is Russia soil.
Yeah. Like the Soviet Union reborn.
Yeah. One thing, though, I do want to touch on. Russian money is now
worthless.
That's going to bring us to our first sponsor. Bed Bath & Body Works. They made a huge deal with this. $100,000. So go to Bed Bath & Body Works.
100,000 what?
100,000. Unfortunately, when I signed the deal, I didn't look at the fine print, and it's actually ruble, which is the Russian currency. So 100,000 ruble is worth $700. Even worse news. Our label's taking it all, so.
We have a label?
Yeah, it's like Lay's or something like that. Yeah. Whatever the label says goes, you know what I'm saying?
We need to get an attorney for this kind of thing, because you're obviously not doing your job.
Listen, I went to law school for 7.5 years. I learned 2 things.
7.5 years, you only learned 2 things.
Yep. You can either be above the bar or below the bar.
I thought you were supposed to pass the bar.
Yeah, you're below the bar. And then once you pass the bar, you're above the bar.
So what are you?
Nowhere close to the bar. I passed that thing miles ago.
Oh.
Yeah,
Wait,
so.
You passed it, but yet you still didn't know how to read the fine print, huh? Or just read the...
Yeah, I don't know how to read. So they told me that we were making 100,000. And then I passed it on to my good buddy, Trevin. He said, yeah, you're getting 100,000 ruble, and it's all going to your label. And I said, who's the label? And they said, Bed Bath & Beyond.
So they just took the money back?
Bed Bath & Body Works.
So they just took all the money back.
Yeah, so...
At least we got a sponsor, though.
Yeah, they actually said if we even mention them on our podcast, we're fired. So I think we lost the label.
So we lost. We Gained $700, lost it instantly, and now lost our first and only label.
Yep. So you're hearing this, labels. We're free agents. We're not playing easy ball. We're out here playing hard ball.
And we'll gladly take $700.
The hard ball is so hard that it's like testicular cancer.
Does testicular cancer make it harder or soft?
I'm not sure. I've never had it.
Or do they just chop it off and you don't got none?
But if I'm going off of South Park, when he microwaves his nuts to make them bigger, they looked pretty rough.
But they were bouncing on them like a sit and bounce when
So
they make them
are
kind
they
of soft.
hard on the outside and puffy on the inside?
I guess. Huh.
Because if you can bounce on them, they have to be hard enough that it doesn't affect the ball. You know what I'm saying?
So they get like a hard outer shell, but inside they're soft and bouncy.
Yeah, kind of like Roman Reigns.
Nice. That dude does make me hard.
Yep. Have you ever been inside of him? It's pretty soft.
He ain't ever coming on here now.
Was he ever going to?
That's the goal.
To get Roman Reigns.
That's the only goal this podcast has. To get Roman Reigns and let him acknowledge us for once.
Yeah. What if he came on the whole time?
Came on. Came on what?
On you. So he's on the podcast, right? The whole time he doesn't say a single word, but Paul Heyman is just yapping away.
Cool with me.
What if like
first guest?
Paul Heyman?
Paul Heyman and
speaking
Roman
for Roman Reigns?
Alright, that gives some clout.
So you just said our first guest. You're just gonna put Jordan and Lucid and Zay in the trash.
You forgot our very first guest already.
Gabriel.
Is that his
How
name?
come Gabriel goes by Gabriel, but then you add an A to the end and it's Gabriella?
'Cause
Why isn't it Gabriella?
this language is stupid. Just
Why is it Kansas,
and not
but it's not
Arkansas.
Arkansas?
And then why is there, but then there is also there, and then this is also the other there.
True.
Or but, and then you add another T, and it's still just but.
Ass, and then you add a ES, and it's asses.
You just add another S, and it's ass.
And you add a T, and it's asset.
Just adding random letters now.
Yeah, that's what we do around her. So really cool Kakashi sticker I got. That's what it says, right? Kakashi?
I think it
That's what my
says
friends told me.
Bukkake.
Bukaki. Never met a guy named Bukaki.
It's because there was like 5 of them. And they were too busy for you to be introduced.
Okay. Okay, I hear you out. Now I got a question for you. Let's say
6.
our podcast had 150,000 followers. We were getting 100,000 views of podcast. We were going live, and at least 40,000 people were streaming during our live event. And we were getting like 15,000 comments.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a challenge where you had to drink until you were drunk and do the whole live show while you were drunk. Would you do it?
Probably not.
For 100,000 people?
Why does that gotta be the challenge? My fans don't respect me.
I guess not. You think entertainment fans respect the entertainers?
If they like them enough, yeah.
No.
So you go to, I don't know who your favorite celebrity is. You go to MGK and tell him he has to publicly. Would you tell him he has to publicly announce that Eminem's better than him? Is that okay?
What if this was a challenge show and we just happened to do random challenges and the one you pulled was get drunk? Are you going to stay true? Or are you going to pass it off?
Stay true to what?
Doing the challenge. Or are you going to be like, nah, I'll drink a gallon of milk instead?
I'll drink a gallon of milk instead.
So if our show was bringing in 50,000 per episode for both of us, so 100,000 total, you're not drinking a lick of alcohol.
No, because then that like defeats the purpose of the show. Because it's supposed to be us in our true form. They're making me not be me.
That is true. But what if it trips you into being a true alcoholic?
That's even worse.
For 50K, you want to be an alcoholic?
No. It's going to cost me more than 50K in the long run.
50K an episode, though, and we're doing an episode a week?
I have to just fall deeper in the hole then, because I'd have so much money. I'm just buying this shit from them.
True.
Would you do meth live on air for it?
No. That would never be a challenge, though. But we could make the drinking one a challenge, because that's something I could do.
How do you... Oh, so we picked the challenge? Why would that be even in there, then?
You don't think it'd be entertaining for me to do a full show, just barely?
Like, if you want to, but why does it have to be my challenge also?
Because, like, we would put just random challenges in there, and whoever gets it, gets it.
Okay, but I feel like we should have, like, 2 options on each. You have to do one or the other.
So what if it's like you gotta get almost blacked out drunk, or you have to smoke 4 blunts to the face?
Probably the blunts, if I had to choose.
You wouldn't talk the whole time.
Bro, I feel like I talk a lot when I'm high.
Really?
I mean, I remember that one time after TJ got us, well, you drunk, me high, I feel like I talked for like an hour straight and just fell asleep.
At least you don't cry.
Who cries when they smoke weed?
White guys with a name that starts with a T.
Trace Atkins, come on the show.
Who the fuck is Trace Atkins?
A country singer.
The fact that you know that. Disrespecting the U.S. of Bustown City.
Been around a lot of country folk in my time. My dad, my ex-girlfriend's whole family. Your girlfriend now.
And her whole family.
My girlfriend's past life.
Adjacent to that.
Wait, speaking of country music, is or isn't Cowboy Tears the greatest country album of all time?
Top 2.
What's number 1?
I never said it wasn't number 1.
What's the other one in the top 2?
Lil Nas X.
7 by Lil Nas X.
7. I'm scared of the dark.
But would you be scared of the dark? If Trace Atkins is in there? Just hear, howdy partner.
You just hear.
I have a beer. I have a tractor. My brothers are queer, so my dad kicked him out the family.
I dated a black girl once, so my dad said I am done being his son. Why are all country artists racist?
It's engraved in their culture. You notice how the like pop culture not actually lived on a farm ones aren't racist? It's because they're not true to their form.
I think that's why country music is the way country music is now, because
they're not actually hard-working cowboys.
Yeah, they want to fit in with the whole crowd instead of just the South. You know what I'm saying? Like, they want fans of all genres. So, like, they do that little poppy, crybaby ass. I saw the green light, so I pressed the gas. And then a cop pulled up on my ass.
Or like Florida Georgia Line, how they pretty much just rap over a country beat.
Yeah. Yeah, you got that too. You got the Morgan Wallens who make music with Lil Durk.
Dead ass.
You've never heard that song?
No.
Broadway Girls? It's actually not that bad. I'm not gonna lie.
Freaking Nelly and What was his name?
I don't know, Tim McGraw?
I think it was, actually.
Yeah, I think so. Pretty nuts.
But who's the best country singer of all time? Is it 1, Lil Nas X, 2, Oliver Tree, or 3, Bo Burnham?
So Bo Burnham might be better than those two you named, but I'm going to go with One Direction.
They have a country song.
No.
Would you rather have to go a whole week listening to One Direction or any country song you choose?
Just one time?
No, like, still has to be for a whole week. One country artist, I guess, not song.
So can I listen to One Direction's members' solo stuff?
No.
It has to be One Direction's
Yeah.
group. That's tough. Because One Direction is just like a rip-off of, what is that band? The one that was on TV? Big Time Rush?
Uh,
Yeah, they're just a rip-off of them, just not as good. So
if you became a famous artist and you had to have the choice of doing a song with a country artist or with One Direction, what are you choosing?
now let me ask you this. Does Oliver Tree count?
No, we're going to go traditional country here for this one.
What about like Johnny Cash?
They have to be alive.
Mm.
You do Willie Nelson. He's
I'd
alive.
probably go with a country artist and pick Billy Ray Cyrus. And it would be Old Town Street.
Like a remix of the gay version called Old Town Stroke.
And that's with One Direction.
Old Town Stroke with One Direction.
Yeah, Old Town Street with Billy Ray.
So you said, can it be one of the single One Direction members? Why'd you ask that? Who would you do singly?
Well, you know, Zayn's Pillow Talk isn't that bad of a song. Or Pillow War or whatever the fuck it is.
I have no idea. I thought you were going to say Harry Styles, honestly, because he seems to be the only relevant one anymore.
Now, yeah, with Strawberry Sugar or whatever it's called.
It's a watermelon sugar for one. That was like the worst imitation.
Why do you know?
Because I worked in a grocery store and they played it 50 times a day. You hear that Harry Styles song, Strawberry Sugar?
I really wish I could be entertained right now.
You just missed me singing Strawberry Sugar. Alright, we'll go.
Oof.
You ever been to the hospital?
Sadly.
It's got some good cafeteria food.
No, it doesn't.
Are you that cold?
You got the flu?
The pregnancy flu.
Where did it fly?
Out the window.
And that's
To the
what
wall.
we call an abortion.
To the sweat drop down my balls. Down the semen crawls.
Yeah.
No.
Who just who just starts having sex? Like, it's, for one, why are they in the window? And two, they just, as soon as they come through the window, you're having sex.
To the wall.
And then why you want sweat dripping off your balls?
Why do you want the females to crawl?
And why do you want to skeet, motherfucker? Skeet, Davidson!
Now, would you rather have it to the windows, to the wall, to the sweat drip down your ball? Or would you rather have it, it's getting hot in here, so take off all your clothes?
What? I'm confused on the question. Would rather have what?
It.
Like which song?
No, it.
I don't know what it is. 'Cause I'm a virgin.
It. Is that the greatest skit in WWE history?
What, the list?
Where he says it?
Just that part?
To Chince McMahon. Who the fuck is that guy?
That's what we need on here. James Ellsworth.
You think that's a bigger guess than Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman?
Might be. He smashed Carmelo. Think that makes Corey Graves mad?
Now, what if we booked Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman, and the same time we booked Brock Lesnar, and they were both across the table from each other without knowing, and we just got to see a live fight right here, and instead of them fighting because they're not on the WWE right now, they're in a room full of swag, they just start making out.
I forget. Brie was over. We watched the UFC and Revolution. And literally every time they would get close, you're like, okay, now kiss. But then there was this girl match, Jade Cargill versus oh my god, what's her name? Tay Conti, and they literally kissed twice during that match. Like, they got in each other's face in the beginning, and Jade Cargill just kissed her. I was like, what the fuck? And then, like, halfway through the match, Tay Conti kissed her.
Is that Revolution or UFC?
Revolution. They just did that in the UFC.
Well, what if they were just face to face and accidentally kissed?
I mean, I guess that's kind of happened before. Like, Anderson Silva got in Chris Weidman's face, and they were, like, literally lip to lip. They were both, like... And then this guy... Heath Herring was facing them Pride in Japan back in like 2004 or 5 or something like that, and they were in each other's face, like literally about to fight. Like, the referee was standing them off, and the Japanese dude just kisses him, so he's like, and knocks him out right there.
So was Revolution good?
Yeah, it was really good.
Better than the Elimination Chamber?
Yes. Better than every WWE pay-per-view in, like, years.
So, what was the best match? Was it CM Punk versus MJF?
Most people say that, which it really was good. I think Moxley and Bryan Danielson was better.
Was it better than any fight they had in WWE?
Yes. Because they actually were able to do what they wanted to do. But I would say the MJF and CM Punk match had more behind it. Because it's been, like, the best feud in wrestling in a long time.
Yeah, I heard they both had, like, really good storylines coming up to it, like, leading up to it. Like, they both gave, like, good speeches where they didn't need the other one to help.
Yeah. Yeah, they both cut, like, separate promos by themselves. Because they actually, like, it's actually real. Like,
They
MJF,
actually don't like each other.
Well, MJF met him when he was in college back in, like, 2013. And he always wanted to be a wrestler, but, like, he's from a Jewish family, and, like, you know, they all want him to be, like, doctors or a lawyer or whatever. So he was going to college to be a lawyer. And after he met CM Punk, he, like, quit college and was like, you know what, I'm not doing what I want to do. I'm going to go pursue my dream. And there's literally a Facebook post to back this up. And a couple months later, CM Punk left wrestling. So he was like, he said, when you left, I told myself I'm not going to make it because of you. I'm going to make it in spite of you. And then so that's, like, how he became a wrestler.
So he was a big fan of CM Punk, and then because CM Punk left, he, like,
Yeah.
despised him. And then CM Punk's like, I'm old enough to be your father.
Yep.
He's like, MJF, I am your father.
Well, it's pretty cool because, like, CM Punk said he cut this promo with the picture, like the actual picture they took. Said, you know, this was the greatest day of your life, but for me it was just another Friday night. And then the next week is when MJF cut his, like, good big promo. You know, like, was like, yeah, that was the greatest day of my life, but it was also the day that awoke me to become who I am today, and, like, all this other stuff. And he said, I'll never leave like you did, you gutless coward, and, like, shit like that. It was pretty good.
Yeah, but MJF never had to deal with Vince McMahon.
That is true, but he wanted to. His dream, literally, he said in that like Facebook post when he left college, he didn't say I'm leaving to become a professional wrestler. He said I'm chasing my
WWE.
dream of becoming a WWE superstar. Which, by the way, did you know that WWE so badly doesn't want to be known as wrestling that they're no longer World Wrestling Entertainment. They literally copyrighted just WWE. Doesn't stand for nothing. They're literally just WWE now.
Why don't they want to be known for wrestling?
They're sports entertainment.
They want to be known as drama?
Yeah, that TV show is basically what Vince wants them known as. Like,
That's
literally,
terrible.
he tells the commentators, don't ever say the word wrestling. And, like, the wrestlers can't say, I'm a professional wrestler. They have to say, I'm a sports entertainer.
So do you think this is the downfall of WWE?
Product-wise, yes. But according to their sales numbers, they're making more money than they ever have. So it's pretty weird.
Do you think it has to do with Liv Morgan being the hottest girl on the planet?
If that was the case, wouldn't they push her?
Well, the reason they won't push her is because Vince McMahon only likes girls that'll rub and tug in the back. Charlotte Flair. Am I wrong, though? Like, growing up, when we watched WWE, all of the girls were always, like, almost naked, hanging on Vince McMahon.
Okay, but Charlotte and Becky and them don't, and yet they're like two of the biggest stars in wrestling.
Do they not on camera, or, like...
I mean, I think Seth would have something to say about that, and Andrade.
You think Vince is scared of Andrade, who is a nobody in WWE?
He's in AEW now.
Exactly.
Okay, but he's still engaged to Charlotte.
You know who Charlotte's dad is, right?
Macho Man.
A man that also would wear...
Molest other girls. Creepy old men that grope women.
Do you think that's what Ric Flair did?
I know that's what Ric Flair did. There's many accounts of it.
Damn. It's crazy how different the WWE is now. Because, like, growing up, we would watch it, and, like, ECW would have strip poker and, like, bra and panty matches and, like, all this stuff. And now, like, Edge and Lita, like, that happened. They damn near were completely naked on live television.
Right.
And now, you can't, like, they can't do anything. They can't even, like, make people bleed without it being, like, a huge deal. Like,
Yeah, the bleeding thing's still a thing. Not in AEW, though. Motherfuckers bled like crazy. But WWE's kind of going back, sort of, to the edgierness and the
like
sexual
sexualizing women.
Because, like, NXT's, they say, like, a lot of cuss words, and the girls are always, like
Half
Mandy
dressed.
Rose and stuff, yeah.
Mandy Rose is in NXT now?
She's the women's champion.
Mm.
And then they just started a show called Corey and Carmella on YouTube. And literally, the whole show, all they talk about is having sex with each other. It's the whole show.
Corey Graves and
Yeah.
Carmella,
Mhm.
they talk about having sex with each other
They're, like,
the
engaged.
whole time.
Yeah. They literally, like, the first couple episodes, I guess, were like, I haven't even watched it. I'm just going off, like, the commercials and then podcasts I listen to talk about it. So I guess the first couple episodes is showing them buying a house and then getting stuff for the house and then, like, in the house.
Mm-hmm.
And literally, they just make jokes about having sex all the time. Like, look at that shower. We have lots of room to do things in there. And they'd be like, hold on, me and Corey are going to be alone in the shower. And then Corey, like, has this bag of stuff, and Carmella accidentally hits it out of his hand, and when it drops, it's just a bunch of sex toys fall out of it. And a cheese grater.
What the hell?
That's literally, like, the commercial alone has, like, 4 sex jokes in it. It's, like, a 30-second commercial.
That sounds terrible.
Yeah, I can't imagine it's good. And then they're bringing that, to promote the show, they're, like, bringing that on to Raw. Because, like, Carmella and Zelina are the tag champs.
Oh.
And they faced Rhea and Liv. And if Rhea and Liv won, they got inserted into the match. And the reason they lost is because Carmella was over there talking with Corey Graves about having sex. And they double-teamed Zelina.
Who's Zelina?
She's, like, the small, like, Hispanic chick.
Mm.
She's also married to a guy in AEW, Aleister Black.
Yeah, how come all these WWE stars are going to AEW?
so they can actually wrestle over there. And most of them want to be wrestlers.
Do you think Cesaro is going to go to AEW?
He might. I think he should go like on the indie scene and try that first, because there's a lot of guys in AEW that he will have to wait behind before he gets like a big shine.
Isn't that what happened to him in WWE?
I mean, WWE just wouldn't let him shine ever. I mean, he had some good matches, and like him and Sheamus and the Bar tag team was good, but yeah.
Yeah, because like I remember he was like pushing to be like the world heavyweight champion, and then they just were like, nope, you're with Sheamus now.
Yeah, exactly. And then last year, this man Jordan, quote for quote, said, "In a year time, we're going to be having Swizzle Mania, where Cesaro becomes WWE champion." A year later, he ain't even in the company. So,
Yeah, but I don't think Jordan predicted AEW to open and take everybody.
this was only a year ago. AEW was around.
AEW started what?
3 years ago.
No way. 3?
3 years.
How come Cody Rhodes left AEW?
Supposedly because, I don't know. There's no... Him and Tony Khan, who's like the owner of AEW, both agreed to like not air the thing out in public, but supposedly rumors are there was something with creative he didn't like, and then he also didn't like all the guys being brought in or something. And then also people are speculating because he has a baby on the way that WWE was going to offer him like a ton more money. So he's going to do that. But then now that might not even happen.
Why?
I guess talk stopped.
So he might not just go to WWE at all. He might just be a free agent.
Yeah.
Go back to AEW.
Maybe. They just bought Ring of Honor and people are thinking he's going to come in as like the general manager.
What is Ring of Honor?
It was a wrestling promotion for a long time that like... That's where like CM Punk became like popular and big. Kevin Owens, Seth Rollins, Sami Zayn. A bunch of guys came from there.
Okay. But wasn't Cody Rhodes like the co-owner of it?
Co-creator.
He didn't own it at all.
He didn't have any ownership, no.
That's crazy.
He didn't have enough money for that. That's why they had to bring the Khan family in, which is weird because Tony Khan's brother, Nick Khan, is the head writer for WWE right now. It's pretty weird. And they all own, like, his dad owns the Jaguars and shit.
Yeah.
That's where he gets all the money. His dad.
That makes sense. Now, do you think WWE and AEW will have like a feud ever? Like where they fight each other? Because that would be sick.
About that, yeah. They should, but WWE like is so against like cross promotion. Like AEW's already done stuff with New Japan, Impact Wrestling, Ring of Honor, and WWE like just won't with anybody. It's pretty dumb. But like AEW even said like, yeah, if WWE wanted to, we would.
Now, who do you think is the best wrestler in professional wrestling, just in general, or sports entertainment
right now? Oof.
Because, like, back when CM Punk was with WWE, it was like CM Punk, clear shot, like, no.
Yeah, back in, like, 2011.
Chris Jericho has always been, you know, a top wrestler, like, doesn't blotch, can fix blotches, good on the mic type thing. Who would you say is up there? Like AJ Styles or?
Probably Bryan Danielson. And then the champion in AEW, his name's Hangman Adam Page. He's pretty good. Adam Cole.
Didn't Adam Cole, wasn't he at NXT and he left? Wasn't he like getting a big push?
He was the longest reigning NXT champion. And then he lost the belt, and then like the Undisputed Era broke up. He had his like feud with Kyle O'Reilly, which like after Kyle O'Reilly beat him, he was gonna come to the main roster. And their pitch for him was to cut all his hair off and become the manager of Keith Lee. He was like, yeah, no, I'm out. So he left.
So this really good wrestler, they were like, you're changing everything.
Yeah, they did the same thing to Keith Lee. They made him wear a shirt, which he said was extremely uncomfortable because Vince thought he was fat. And then named him Bear Claw. Or Bearcat, that's what it was. Bearcat.
Wasn't he already like known as Keith Lee?
Yeah.
And they just changed it just out
That's
of nowhere.
what they do. They did the same thing. Karrion Kross was the NXT champion, and then he came up to the main roster. He had his actual wife. Her name was Charlotte Bourdois, and she was like basically his Paul Heyman. Where they brought him to the main roster, she didn't come with him, and they put this like red helmet on him, like he was like a fucking Mortal Kombat character. So yeah, Vince just likes to ruin shit a lot. I mean, the amount of guys from NXT that were like so good, then came onto the main roster and were just ass. Like,
well, like Samoa Joe.
Yeah,
Samoa
Joe, they didn't use him right, but he also kept getting hurt. And for some reason, Vince, if you get hurt, he just like that's it. Like you get hurt, like look at Finn Balor, first ever Universal Champion, but gets hurt that night, never again.
Yeah, and he was undefeated. Like, was killing everybody. Like, not even close matches. Beat the shit out of Seth Rollins to win the Universal title, and then got injured in that match.
And they just never let him go again. Like they were like, "No, that was your shot, and you blew it." It's like Seth hurt me. Like it wasn't my fault. Seth literally threw him too low on the barricade with the power bomb, and it separated his shoulder. It's like, how is that my fault? But yeah, it's Vince McMahon for you. He's crazy. He went on Pat McAfee's show and was like saying like, "Oh, we listen to the fans," and all this other shit. I was like, bro.
Is he gonna fight Pat McAfee?
Probably. The match is technically Austin Theory versus Pat McAfee, but Austin Theory's like Vince's boy right now. So Vince will play a part somehow.
Can't believe Pat McAfee's fighting in the WWE. That man's doing the most.
He had 2 matches against Adam Cole in NXT before Adam Cole left, and then he was like the manager of this stable. It was pretty good. But then he just randomly became the announcer for SmackDown, and then now he gets a fucking WrestleMania, man.
Yeah.
He really do be doing the most.
If they offered you to fight out of Raw, they said, we'll train you for 2 months. You can fight at this Raw, but you have to fight Brock Lesnar. Are you doing it?
Yes, 100%. For one, that would just be fun.
Yeah.
2, all the people I'd get to meet. And then 3, that's like Brock's first ever non-pay-per-view match in like 20 years.
Alright, so not Brock Lesnar. Let's say, who's a bit, fucking, what's his name? Drew McIntyre. Man's like, what, 6'6"?
Something like that.
260?
Probably more like 280.
280. And you're, what, 5'10", 180? You'd fight him. You have no professional wrestling experience.
Okay. I've been watching a lot. And I got
Mans
2
would
months.
Pick you up 8 feet in the air and toss you.
You tell me that wouldn't be fun.
I mean, I always wanted to be a professional wrestler, especially since I like wrestled in high school. I just never did it.
Did Kurt Angle scare you out of it? Kirk Angle?
No, I just wasn't even good at high school wrestling, so I was like, nah. I didn't.
Not good, or were you not dedicated?
Both. One, I didn't grow past 5'8". How many people in the WWE are not 5'8" or aren't taller than 5'8"? Rey Mysterio, Hornswoggle.
There's a lot of cruiserweights who are like...
No, those 205 live, bro. I'm 145 pounds.
Yeah, that's true.
Like 205 is their cruiserweight.
Rey Mysterio like still weighed like
190. Yeah, 170.
He probably weighs 190 right now. But...
Like that's what I'm saying. Like Dominic Mysterio, he's what, like 6 foot and like 200 pounds.
Probably close to that. Yeah.
Like, you know, Paul London and Brian Kendricks, they were like, oh man, those guys are small. 200 pounds. In high school, I was 125 pounds. I'm like, there's no way.
Okay, do you know who Orange Cassidy is?
No.
I figured he can't be that much bigger than you.
Orange Cassidy, you said. He's only 161.
Mm.
5'10". Is he good though?
He's pretty. He's good when he wants to be, but his gimmick is he doesn't try. Like literally, he barely talks. When he does a thumbs up, it's like this.
Okay.
That's his thumbs up. Because he doesn't try. And he'll like come out and like just kind of tap him in the shins. That's like his move. He's funny though. But then like when he gets going, it actually does pretty good.
He's also 37, so he's been doing
Holy
it a while.
shit. Okay, we were just talking about him, James Ellsworth.
Yeah, what did he ever do? He got thrown around and
He had
got famous for getting thrown around.
He had a WWE champion match against AJ Styles.
For no reason. He didn't win anything.
And that's because Dean Ambrose screwed him.
Have you seen nausea bags?
I haven't, honey.
They're in your car.
Might be. You want me to go grab him? Okay. Well, keep the people entertained.
Do you realize you could pause it?
Oh, how?
Check 1 2. Check 1 2.
How do I pause? Just stop.
Oh, maybe not then.
Yeah, just keep them entertained for 5 minutes.
5 minutes? I can't do all that. Hello? What's up? Your mom is a slut. She has a nice butt. It's me in the cut, throwing up the dubs, throwing down the L's. Because all I do is win, and all your girl does is smell. Woo-wee. I have a really small penis.
You have some good quality content?
I think so.
Alright. So that is why I never got. Did you know that Golden, Colorado has a professional wrestling school?
Really?
You can go for like announcing, like being like the dude that stands like this to look shorter than the wrestlers.
Tom Phillips.
You can go to be that guy. You can go be the ring announcer, like stuff like that, and then also just to be a professional wrestler and jump around. Do you know they have professional wrestling down at like? Oh yeah, he's a good linebacker. But,
Yeah. The Seahawks just released Bobby Wagner. Could have had him.
They released Bobby Wagner?
They're just resetting, I guess, rebuilding all the
Bro,
way around.
Russell Wilson is like their best offensive player.
Bobby Wagner's
Their best player. They're fucking stupid.
Now they got Drew Lock.
They went from a mobile quarterback to a quarterback that hasn't proven himself.
That man proved to be a lockdown defensive end. Drew Lock switches to quarterback. 5 interceptions per game.
Could you imagine?
That'd be insane.
I think I need my wallet because I can't find it.
You go to the hospital?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you'll need your ID and probably social security thing. Mr.
Friend
Swaggity. What'd you say?
Friend in me.
Mr. Friend in me. You got a friend in me.
But,
And I can be a friend in you.
if, talking about football, did you see Ohio State dominated the combine?
Oh, yeah, I seen your little thingy. But I was looking at people who performed really good in the combine. They're barely known.
Chris Olave and Garrett Wilson.
No, not like this year. Like traditionally throughout the years, guys who like do something really good in the combine, they don't do anything in the NFL.
Yeah, but Garrett Wilson and Chris Olave have been on people's first-round draft boards the whole season.
Then why are they at the combine? Because most of the time, if they're like a lock-in first-round pick, they just skip the combine.
DK Metcalf didn't it?
DK Metcalf was not a lockdown first-round pick. I still don't even know if he went first round. I think he went like third.
You're telling no, because Zach Wilson went to the combine last year. All the quarterbacks went last year.
Okay, but that's because the quarterbacks, especially lately, there's like no clear-cut number one.
I guess, but plus, what do you mean Trevor Lawrence?
He didn't go to the combine.
He didn't?
No.
Oh no. But if you're like a 15th or 16th pick in the NFL draft, like that's what you're being projected as, going to the combine can make you like a top 10.
I mean, yeah, if you confidently know that you're about to kill it at the combine, then yeah.
Plus, that gives you like an extra, like if you go from 15th to 10th, that gives you like an extra $5 million a year.
All right, but what if you are like projected top 10 pick,
and then
go to the combine, shit the bed, drop to like late first, early second?
Okay, but what if you're like projected top 10, skip the combine, you're a receiver. This receiver showed up to the combine who was like, you know, between 12th and 16th round or selection and just kills it, just goes off, like dominates the combine, jumps you because you didn't show up.
I mean, maybe, but that rarely happens. Usually if they have the set pick, like these guys that they talk about from like as soon as college football season ended until the draft, they're like, yeah, this guy is like, usually that doesn't change.
Do you know the defensive tackle from Oregon? He's supposed to be like a top 3 pick.
Mm-hmm.
What's his name? Starts with a T. Can't think of it. But he's supposed to be like top 3. He's supposed to be number 1 because a quarterback's not being drafted number 1 this year. Like
yeah, there's no good
quarterbacks. Yeah. So he's supposed to be the number 1 overall pick. He was at the combine because they showed his reps for the benching.
Mm-hmm.
So no, just everybody goes to the combine. That's just what you do. Not everybody gets invited.
But I'm telling you, there's a lot of star players that like skip out on the combine. Not saying the combine's not like worth it to get a couple more picks up, but
like I think Garrett Wilson's projected like 12th, and Chris Olave is projected 17th or something like that, which it should be the other way around. Chris Olave, I think, is like a better all-around receiver.
Well, see, but then it's also like projected picks also depend on like what a team needs.
That's true.
Like, sure, there's a couple like just clear-cut guys that like no matter what team it is, they can't pass up on. Like even if they don't really need that position.
Yeah, like Trevor Lawrence going number 1 last year. Like that was clear-cut. Nobody else was going above him.
Yeah, or like Kyler Murray's year.
Baker Mayfield.
Yeah. But then it's like, once you get into like the rest of the top 10, it's like usually like, oh, we need defense, so let's get this guy, or we need a offensive lineman.
Yeah, that's true.
I feel like more often than not, the top 10 is offensive linemen. There's like 5 offensive linemen and then a couple of quarterbacks and stuff sprinkled in there.
Yeah, but look at Jamar Chase. Jamar Chase skipped the full college season, killed it at the combine, got drafted number 5, went to a Super Bowl.
But he skipped the college season because of the pandemic.
Yeah. Because he was scared. Because he was like, I don't have my boy Burrow. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy that this man's literally only played with Burrow?
Like, yeah, since high school. What if we found out they went to the same high school, same middle school, same elementary school?
Well, the problem is Burrow was like a fifth-year senior because he redshirted at Ohio State,
Yeah.
transferred as a junior, sucked at his first year at LSU, killed it his second year as a
I
senior.
wouldn't say he sucked. He was just figuring out the game. Like they're
The SEC.
the SEC and like LSU's playbook and shit.
What doesn't make sense to me is people try to make SEC sound like it's a good conference. The top two teams in the SEC are good teams.
So we've been
The rest of this fucking conference is god awful.
It's been the most dominant conference for years.
Alabama has been the most dominant conference.
Okay, but like Alabama, Georgia, LSU, Florida.
Florida hasn't been to the national championship since 2008.
But they're always in the top 25.
Pre-season rankings mean nothing.
They usually, a lot of
The last 3
there's
years...
at least like 5 or 6 end the season in the top 25.
Do you know why? You can have a 4-loss SEC team that is ranked higher than a 1-loss Pac-12 team. Okay, maybe not Pac-12, but like...
Okay, because they're playing harder competition.
Who?
The good teams I just named.
They're not playing... Florida sucked for the last 3 years.
They sucked last year. We were ranked 9th the year before at the end of the
With
season.
3 or 4 losses.
No, we only lost 1 game that year. It just happened to be a crucial one. Because if we would have won that game, we would have played Alabama in the SEC championship.
We're about to check. Wait, we're not counting the fucking COVID year, because that was like, you played 4 games. Michigan played 4 games.
No, we played like, I thought it was like 10.
6.
I don't know what it was.
Florida record 2020 football. Eight and 2. So y'all played 10. Let's go 2021.
Yeah, no, last year we were ass cheeks.
6! 6 and 7 overall. Oh shit. 2019. 11 and 2.
I fucking hate this dude.
Who?
He definitely got rocked. And
By
Jorge could
Masvidal?
have knocked him out, but just like stopped. He dropped him and then just didn't go for it.
Yeah, the year LSU won, y'all were 11 and 2. All I'm saying. Is MGK your favorite artist of all time?
No.
Over Mac Miller?
No. Don't disrespect out here.
You don't even know Mac Miller's middle name.
James.
It's actually James Kins.
Malcolm James McCormick.
Did you know they casted me for Schoolboy Q in the Mac Miller documentary?
Oh, yeah? How many times you say the N-word?
They cut those parts out.
So you did say him, though?
No, they cut out all the...
Oh,
they were like,
that's
well, yeah, we're casting a white guy, so... The only reason they cast me is because they were like just scrolling on Twitter to find like somebody they could get. They were like, man, this guy has a bucket hat in all of his pictures.
Nice. Alright, here's the question for you, though. Do you hold the mic around the head or the shaft?
Always head. All right, so if you're in a good stadium and you're singing, you can hold it like this because you don't want it to be like this. But when you're rapping, you want it like this. And you don't put it up to your mouth. You put it like finger length away. But you don't want your finger above this because then that distorts it. But you put your middle finger around this little band with your thumb. And then this guides it. You could also go like this as long as you don't get too close. This kind of just lets you have like that nice little 2-inch, 3-inch distance. This is about 2 inches, right, ladies? This is 6 inches, right?
Well, see, my girlfriend was like, you know it's supposed to snow. I was like, yeah, I heard 2 inches. She said, damn, 2 inches? That's a lot. And I was like,
We're winning,
Right?
fellas.
I was like, dang, when did 2 inches become a lot? These girls always talking about, oh, I need 8 inches. What the fuck? Oh, big pussy ass.
The problem is, you know, women always be like, I can't feel it, or like,
Is it in yet?
no, they'll be like, wow, this feels really good. The big ones hurt. So what you got to do is reverse it, and you got to be like, damn, this feels great. The tight ones really hurt me.
Yeah, we finally have a counteract.
For real.
And you see, like, girls be making all those tiny dick jokes, and guys be like, hell yeah. And then, like, that guy made that joke on, like, TikTok or whatever. All these girls like, hold up, wait a minute. Oh, what the hell? And I'm like, y'all can't take a joke.
Oh, yeah, for real.
Or when, like, guys started liking that, remember that song was like, Teenie Weenie Innie Weenie Short Dick Man. You remember that song on TikTok?
No.
How do you not remember that one? It was funny. And then all, like, instead of like making guys mad, they were like, this shit kind of bumps, and they'd like dance to it, and girls were like so pissed.
Well, the problem is women are funny, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when they're being funny and guys find them funny, they get upset because they think that we don't actually find them funny. I try to tell women all the time that women are the funnier, like, species, you know? Like, women are funnier than guys. Well, yeah, you can't say gender. That's a negative nowadays.
Okay.
There aren't no genders. Gender's not a real thing. I'm a motherfucking table. But no, for real. Like, I'd be like, yeah, women are hilarious.
But they can't laugh at themselves is the issue.
True. That's why guys come off as funnier. But I'll go to an Amy Schumer show way before I go to, like, Eddie Murphy. Like,
Shut the Amy Schumer is the worst example of a funny woman.
all right, so, like,
But then, like, you could throw, like,
Aubrey Plaza.
she's pretty funny.
I'd go and throw my underwear at her.
Mm-hmm.
Reverse the roles.
Are you wearing, like, women's?
No.
Just throw boxers at her?
Whitey tighties.
Oh.
With poops.
Gotta keep them authentic.
Oh, God. She's going with Abby and Peyton. All right. A lot of distractions this podcast. No. I got my shit down here. White people, am I right, fellas?
Yep.
So, aliens invade Earth, right?
Aliens invade Earth.
Yeah, so let's say they got the laser beam pointed at Earth, and they're like, we're going to blow up your planet. Unless somebody makes a three-pointer. Who you taking?
Earth's in danger. Got a death beam pointed at the Earth. Give me Iguodala.
Is that the greatest take of all time, or what? Top two most outlandish takes in history of sports?
He's up there. Max Kellerman's had some bad ones. It's just like when he said Kawhi Leonard is better than Kobe was. No, he was not.
Okay, but that, you can at least argue that, you know
No,
what I'm saying?
you can't. He had one season that even came close to Kobe.
But you can at least, like, make a... Iguodala over Curry, Reggie Miller, Ray Allen.
No, he's talking
Kyle
about... He was only talking about
the Warriors.
that Warriors team, yeah. But even then...
Klay Thompson.
Yeah, Steph, Clay, and Draymond all had a better shooting percentage than Iguodala.
I'm taking Iguodala.
Granted, Iguodala did hit some big threes that year, but...
Bro, what the fuck happened? How the fuck I just get these two small-ass holes? Like I ran into a fucking fork.
What fork only has two things that spread apart?
One of them prong things.
A pitchfork.
No. You know, like a weenie holder. You hold your glizzies on it.
I thought that was called your mama's hand. The weenie holder.
Speaking of weenies, have you ever needed your cock gluck luck 3000?
Your cock gluck luck 3000. Do you ever need it? What?
You ever need your cock gluck gluck 3000?
Oh, always.
Well, today's your lucky day, my friend. Turkey neck. You heard of it?
We brought it back.
It's a returning sponsor. So let's say this is your glizzy. The turkey neck slides on just like this, latches into place, and spins.
That sounds painful.
Could you imagine? It's just like, and it just.
It just comes out looking like spaghetti after you like twist it in the fork. Would you rather have a chode or a needle dick?
Now is it the same size, like same length?
No.
So like that's the chode. That's the needle dick. You know, about the same length.
So,
Are you saying like 8 inches but really skinny, or 2 inches and really fat?
yeah, 8 inches and fat. That's like looks like a fucking keg.
Well, right now I got 2 inches and really skinny, so give me anything else.
Needle chode.
Now, do they call it a needle dick because it like, when it hits, it feels like your blood is just being drawn out of you?
No, I think it's because they'd rather do meth than have your dick.
Now, would you rather be with a girl with roast beef, Arby's vagina, or a penis?
Well, I only like dudes, so probably the penis.
Yeah,
But Arby's do be good.
so
Does it come with horsey sauce?
would you take it with the Arby's sauce or the horsey sauce?
Am I eating it? Probably Arby's sauce.
What else do you do with it?
Put it on the fence and let it dry.
All right, now, do you take the roast beef or the beef and cheddar?
Beef and cheddar.
So it's got like the cheese running down it?
This is horrible. Oh, man.
All right, so our guest didn't show up today.
You fucking bitch! Anyway.
Now, I was going to play a game with them, so I'll play it with you.
Hell yeah.
We're going to do NFL and NBA. Start, bench, and cut. We're going to do 2 NFL, 2 NBA. And if you can think of some off the top of your head, you can go with them. All right, so NFL, first one. We've got Deontay Johnson.
Who?
You don't know who Deontay Johnson is? The receiver for the Steelers.
Okay.
Kenny Galladay. And CeeDee Lamb.
Oh, man. We're going to start Kenny Galladay. Oh, man. Bench Deontay and cut CeeDee Lamb.
That's what I would do. All right, we're going to make it a little bit tougher. We're going to go your homie's favorite player of all time, Stephon Diggs. Mike Thomas healthy. Devontae Adams.
Start Michael Thomas, bench Devontae Adams, and cut Stephon Diggs.
Michael over Devontae, huh?
142 catches in one season, bro.
All right. Now we're going to go NBA. First one, Luka Doncic, Donovan Mitchell, Devin Booker.
Damn. Start Luka. Man, that's tough. Start or bench Booker.
Cut Donovan.
Yeah. That's
Luka,
tough, though.
but Luka's a clear-cut start
I think Luka's going to be the best player for the next 10 years,
out of those three.
just in the NBA.
All right, well, this next one's going to be a little tougher. We're going to go De'Aaron Fox, LaMelo Ball, Ja Morant.
See, if this was 2 years ago, it would be easy, but De'Aaron Fox isn't doing what I thought he
2
was.
years ago, Ja wasn't in the NBA.
Yeah, it was with his third year.
This is his third? I thought this was his second. Oh, it's LaMelo's second. Yeah,
Did you say LaMelo or did you say Lonzo?
LaMelo. Yeah, Lonzo would be a clear-cut cut.
Yeah. It's definitely star Ja. Probably bench LaMelo and cut De'Aaron Fox.
See, I think I think Ja's going to be the best player in the next 5 to 10 years.
Could be those two just going at it.
Ja and LaMelo or John
Luka.
Luka. I don't know. LaMelo's nice with it though.
Yeah. But he's more like playmaker, like.
He still puts up numbers.
Yeah.
He gets like double doubles.
Yeah, but they're like 15-point double doubles. Like he's not lighting it up. But
That's true.
it is. That's valuable.
And he's the star of his team.
All right, here's one for you. In their primes, LeBron James, first stay on the Cavs, LeBron James Heat, or LeBron James Lakers.
Well, I'm cutting LeBron James Lakers.
All right, LeBron James second stint, Cavs.
Damn. All right, so I'm gonna start LeBron James Heat because that's when he was the best. Bench LeBron James second stint with the Cavs.
Cutting
The first stint.
Dang.
He never got to the NBA Finals.
He did. He just lost.
Oh, once. But he lost to the Magic with Dwight Howard as their best player.
Magic never won the championship.
No, but they beat the Cavs in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah,
like
but LeBron
5 to
made it to the finals that first stint against.
The Spurs.
Yeah.
That was right before he left. Now, if he wins that, does he stay?
Yeah.
And he convinces D. Wade or Chris Bosh to go there?
Probably.
Because they couldn't have got both. They didn't have the cap space. That's why they all went to the Heat.
I wouldn't doubt it. Probably Dwayne Wade.
How different things would be, huh? Because then Zadrunas still would have been there. It was cold as fuck. You got Drew Gooden.
Do you think he
Anderson
stays?
Varejao.
Do you think he stays on the Heat if they win that first and last final?
Maybe. He plays 1 or 2 more years with D. Wade, and then D. Wade retires. Could you imagine if they won 6 in a row? Would LeBron be considered the greatest of all time then?
Probably. But you know who did win the 6 in a row?
You know who never played a super team? Michael Jordan.
Neither did LeBron. He was the super team.
What do you mean he never played the super teams?
The Warriors are not a super team. They drafted those dudes. All those
You
dudes
can't
were
say the
drafted.
Kevin Durant Warriors isn't a super team.
Okay. But he lost to them already.
Iguodala was not drafted to the Warriors.
Iguodala was not a superstar.
In their first
He was
first
a
championship.
good role player.
In their first championship, he was the Finals MVP.
Because of his defense, he locked LeBron down.
And he scored like 20 points a game.
No, maybe 18.
Oh, man. Maybe 18.
But that team was... All the superstars on the team were drafted by them. Then signed there.
Who's their center?
At the time, Bogut.
He got drafted by the Warriors.
He's not a superstar. I just said all their superstars.
I'm just saying.
And he lost to the Mavs, their only superstar was Dirk.
And LeBron's first stint in the Cavs, you know why he made a super team? Because he played super teams. You can't tell me that Celtics team was not a super team.
I mean, they were the big three, I guess, but...
And they had Rondo.
But you just said he lost to the Spurs, who were all drafted.
Yeah, Greg Popovich made a fucking dominating team.
Okay, I respect that. Phil Jackson made a dominant team.
He got Shaq from the Magic.
No, I'm talking about... He was the coach of the Bulls. Michael Jordan, drafted. Scottie Pippen, drafted. Dennis Rodman was a signee, but he didn't win. He only won 3 with Rodman.
Only 3.
Okay, he won 3 without him. And Dennis Rodman won 1 without him.
And what did they do after Michael left?
Nothing.
What do you mean?
They never won another... They haven't won a championship since.
They didn't win a championship, but they still had the same record.
No, they got bounced out in the second round. And
Playoffs.
then he went to the Wizards and brought them to the playoffs. At like almost 40.
You can't tell me Michael did that. That was Kwame Brown. Man, we're only an hour and 12 deep. You got like 20 minutes.
Why are we going so long today?
Why not? You want to end it now?
I don't care.
All right, then let's keep it rolling.
All right,
Spit a hot 12.
an NFL one for you.
All right.
Derrick Henry. Chris Johnson in his prime.
So 2K yard Derrick Henry, 2K yard Chris Johnson.
And Eddie George.
Oh, fuck you. Oh.
Who'd you think I was going to pick last?
Somebody else who ran for 2,000 yards. Well, I'm starting Derrick Henry.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm benching Chris Johnson.
Dang,
and Eddie George is going to be the coach.
Alright, I'll switch Eddie George for Adrian Peterson's 2,000-yard season.
Same thing.
Cutting Adrian Peterson?
I got Derrick Henry. I don't need another back like that. Chris Johnson was pure speed.
O.J. Simpson. He had 2,000-yard season in 14 games.
All right, I got you. I got one. O.J. Simpson. Aaron Hernandez. Ray Rice.
Well, I think this one's pretty easy. Because O.J. and Aaron Hernandez finished the job. Ray Rice didn't. So, I guess I'd have to start O.J., bench Hernandez, and cut Ray Rice.
Bro, it's so sad that what happened to Ray Rice. Like, that man's was on path to be, like,
He was cold.
a star. Because he was already...
same with Aaron Hernandez. He was better than Gronk. And he fucked it all up.
by killing somebody. Could you imagine being on that Florida team? And the whole team is just fucking criminals, except for Tebow, who's a Bible-thumping athlete. Like, literally want to have sex till marriage.
But then, honestly, I bet you behind the scenes, Tebow was the worst one.
He wasn't
One,
have
two,
sex
three.
with having sex with women before marriage, but all of his teammates. Locker
Can't
room
get around
sex.
it. Locker room sex. Locker room sex. We all want locker room sex. Only with dudes in the locker room. We're on shrooms. My ass claps boom. Oklahoma soon. Bloom. Swoon.
Alright, I got one. Music edition. So you gotta listen to one for 6 out of the 7 days. Listen to the second one for 1 day out of the week. And then the third one you can't ever listen to again. Mac Miller. Tyler the Creator. Childish Gambino. That's not really a good one. Childish
I was
doesn't
gonna
have
say
enough
Mac
music.
every day. Tyler second.
So-
Childish Gambino last.
Chance the Rapper.
Same order.
No more acid rap ever.
Okay, but it's either take away acid rap or take away bastard, goblin, wolf. Call me when you get lost.
Yeah, but that means
Flower Boy.
you can't even listen to Chance's new album that's about to drop.
I don't have as much excitement as you do for it because he's
All
let
right.
me down the last 2
Chance, Kyle, MGK.
MGK every day. I feel like I'm gonna have to just go off of like discography that I can listen to more.
And you're gonna go with
Kyle
Kyle?
and Chance. All right. Chance. Lil Wayne. Alright, Chance, Lil Wayne, and can't think of somebody you listen to that's like close to them. Because a boogie would be too easy. Lil Nas X.
So Chance every day. Lil the other day, and then cut the Lil.
You think you're slick, huh?
Alright, I'll, for the 1 day, God, probably Lil Nas X. And then cut Lil Wayne.
Dang, you
All right,
get
so-
heat for that one.
Concert version. You can see one artist, and then the other two you can never see in concert ever.
Take 2.
Lil Uzi Vert. I'm trying to think of who you haven't seen either. Alright, so Lil Uzi Vert. Nothing Nowhere. And Trippie Red.
Trippie Red.
You would see over the other two?
Just because I know Lil Uzi doesn't always perform, sometimes he just plays his music and jumps in the crowd and pops champagne.
That's not what you want to do at a concert?
Not performing.
You're telling me if Lil Skies and MGK jumped off stage and was moshing with us, you wouldn't have been like,
Yeah, like
"Fucking
for a
mosh,
moment, but not the whole concert. You don't even perform your music. And then Nothing Nowhere would be cool, but like I'm not dying to see him.
I feel you.
Alright, I'll go the opposite way with like the artists you want to see. And there's an artist you have to choose one. Alright. So you gotta listen to every day of the week one, half the week one, or not at all one. And we're gonna do Cardi B.
Fuck you. I knew Cardi B was about to be the name.
Cardi B. Morgan Wallen. One Direction.
Well, I'm kind Cardi B.
She's just out
Yeah.
right away at all those.
Yeah,
Right.
I can't listen to. Okay. Every day, probably Morgan Wallen.
Wow.
And then half the week, One Direction. All right, I got one for you. Megan Thee Stallion.
Like music?
You got it. Same format. Megan Thee Stallion. We'll go In Sync. Dixie Chicks.
Okay, well, like, honestly don't hate any of those music-wise.
Alright.
But
Russ,
I'd cut Megan.
Drake,
Oh, God.
Megan Thee Stallion.
Listening to Megan every day. Cutting Russ, and then Drake will be the half.
I mean, Drake does have some good songs from the past. His early Drake, when Wayne was writing for him.
Like, I better find your loving, I better find your heart.
Alright. Porn stars. You got to do anal with one, regular with the other. You can't ever see this person ever. No videos, nothing. Alright. Johnny Sins.
Okay.
Ray J.
He's a porn star now.
He has a porn video out.
Okay.
Mia Khalifa.
So anal, am I doing the anal? Am I getting anal?
Either way. Even if you choose Mia Khalifa to do the anal with, she could be the one paying you.
But I wouldn't choose that. Mia Khalifa normal. Sims anal, but I'm giving. And Ray J, I don't have to ever see him again. Think anybody ever searched on like Pornhub Ray J? Like what the fuck?
No, they just look up Kim K.
Exactly. Alright. You have to fight their husband. Or ex-husband. Kim Kardashian.
Which husband? She had two.
She has like 6.
No, 2 husbands.
I guess legit. Alright.
Chris Humphries or Kanye West. Or both at the same time.
Fine. You have to sleep. You sleep with one of these people, but you have to deal with the drama that comes with it. Kim K. Mia Khalifa. Or the How About Now chick. Or Catch Me Outside. How about that?
And all I'm doing is sleeping with one of them, but I have to deal with...
Like you have to deal with like the public knowing about it, all your friends and family knowing about it, their spouses and people, family knowing about it.
Now, if I sleep with Kim K, does Skeet Davidson hate me? Or is he just chill about it?
What do you think?
I don't know. I don't know too deep into their relationship.
I mean, I would figure if they're dating, he'd be pretty upset, but I don't know if they have an open relationship or what. They could.
Well, I'm choosing Kim K. Because then I can be like, wow, this is really loose. Fit perfectly.
And you can build a rap feud with Kanye West, like Skeet Davidson fumbled the bag on.
Yeah, he's like young pyramid, more like young queeramid.
Right. Sloppy seconds you have to follow behind. Skeet Davidson, MGK, or John Mulaney.
I don't know who that is.
Pete Davidson's best friend.
Who is he dating?
I think he actually is with like some actress, but I can't remember who. Alright. Sloppy seconds. You'd have to Skeet Davidson's sloppy seconds, which would be Kim. MGK's, which would be Megan Fox. Or Aaron Rodgers, which would be Danica Patrick.
That's not who he's with. Is it? Really? Oh.
He used to be with Olivia Munn, but they broke up.
Now, if I skip out on the sloppy seconds, can I just sleep with all 3 of the dudes at the same time?
Yeah. Right. You have to make a rap song with one of these guys. One of these non-rappers. Kim Jong.
Alright.
Osama bin Laden. Or Hitler.
Well, Hitler's the only one who hasn't done anything.
What do I was like, I thought you meant like hasn't made a song before. I was like, what? Show me this Osama song right now.
It's like, yeah, caramba, Zimbabwe, yeah. Disney's just sneaky with it and put it in The Lion King.
Alright, you gotta become best friends with O.J. Simpson, Lee Harvey Oswald, or Saddam Hussein.
Who's Lee Harvey Oswald?
He's the guy who assassinated JFK.
Damn.
Allegedly.
Probably O.J. Simpson.
Just don't sleep with his wife.
What wife? She's dead. Now, if you were in the Civil War, do you feel confident that you would have stopped the assassination of Barack Obama? And he would still be with us today.
I didn't know he wasn't. It's news to me.
Who did I say? No, but for real, do you think you could have stopped John Wilkes Booth from killing Abraham Lincoln?
Would I wanted to, though? You know the butterfly effect? Now it's called the Abraham effect. Who's a better shooter? Kobe Bryant, Ray Allen, Lee Harvey Oswald, and John Wilkes Booth.
Probably John Wilkes Booth. Never missed a shot.
I mean, did Lee Harvey Oswald?
We'll never know.
Because there was 2 shots from 2 different angles. He probably hit the one in the shoulder, and then the government hit the one in the head.
Yeah, because Kobe, 60% of the time, he made every shot.
Pretty good.
It smells like Bigfoot's dick.
That should be our 60% of the time. You guys will listen every time. You used to love me, Mom.
Well, about that way,
Alright. For $1 million, you either have to live in the farms of Oklahoma for a whole year, no internet, no cell phone.
Do I get to go to the Oklahoma football games?
No.
Damn.
You can watch them on TV at your house, though.
How am I watching it with no internet?
Cable. Or you live on a boat at sea with the Paul brothers. Still no internet.
So I'm at sea.
Yeah, like deep, like 1,000 miles off the shore.
Like
Off the
Cleopatra?
What?
You said at sea.
Like in the ocean.
So deep in the ocean with Logan and Jake Paul.
For a whole year.
Do they have raging parties?
No, it's just you 3. You guys can have raging parties with you 3, I guess.
Do I get my cell phone?
No.
So either way, I don't get a cell phone.
Yeah.
Can I watch football in the deep sea?
Basketball.
But no football? I just come back and I know every stat ever.
But, so, at sea you get the Paul brothers. On the farm, you get... Nobody. You get a dog, and then your farm animals.
No girlfriend or nothing.
What you do with those farm animals is your prerogative.
So I either get to socialize with 2 dudes, or socialize with farm animals and a dog.
Yeah.
Now,
you have the whole farm. You can do whatever you want
now,
on it.
is it like the movie and TV show Barnyard, where I can speak to these animals?
No. But your dog is highly trained and listens to you.
Yeah, but it can't respond.
It can bark back. Like, you'd be like, hey, you want to go get slammed? You'd be like, whoa.
You want to go get slammed? I just pour a bottle of Jack in its bowl.
I mean, no one's there to judge.
I'm going to have to go with Deep Sea with the Paul brothers.
But when you come back, you can't tell anybody you were with the Paul brothers.
Do I get anything out of it?
$1 million.
Oh, so either way I get $1 million.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it'd be easier if I just went to sea with them because I at least get interaction with people.
Yeah, but you guys are just 3 stuck in that boat for a year. At least on the farm, you can, like, walk around.
Do I get food and stuff on this boat?
Yeah.
Like there's enough food supply for the rest of the year?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
So on
going
the
with
farm, you just have access to all the food that a farm would make. On the sea, a ship comes and drops you guys a care package off every week.
So on the farm, do I have to slaughter my own cows?
Yeah.
I'm going with the Paul brothers.
But on the boat, all you get to eat is like Jello and ramen.
I love ramen.
All right, Jello and penis. Yeah,
Like-
but a whole year, you don't think one of them's like, we're gonna be here for a while, bro.
They're gonna fuck each other.
What are you gonna do?
I've been a virgin my whole life.
Doesn't mean you haven't busted. That's this whole podcast is about. You're gonna go a whole year without busting.
You telling me I can't bust on my own? I literally, we've discussed me busting just on the spot.
But can you bust when all you've looked at for the last 2 years is the Paul brothers?
You're telling me you can't. By that time, their hair's gonna be like. They're some pretty guys. You know what I'm saying?
Who's prettier? Logan or Jake?
Honestly, I don't know which is which, so.
Jake is the younger boxer and Logan's the older one who made the suicide video in the forest.
I didn't even know that was a real thing. So Jake's the one that fought Tyron Woodley?
Yeah.
Probably him. You don't think so?
I mean,
I think he like does like the pretty boy get up way more than Logan does.
but he's like ripped and has tattoos.
I guess.
All right.
You're telling me Zac Efron's not a pretty boy? Channing Tatum?
He doesn't have tattoos. He doesn't have tattoos.
Chris Hemsworth?
He doesn't have tattoos.
The Rock?
The Rock is not a pretty boy. That's why when they voted The Rock as like the sexiest man alive, I'm like, I've never heard a girl be like, yeah, The Rock's hot.
They're just doing the most for him.
Honestly. But is Idris Elba the sexiest man alive? He was voted like the year after or something.
And then Ryan Reynolds, who actually is. And wasn't this year Paul Rudd?
I think so.
That's fucking nuts.
Paul Rudd's very average, so gives us guys hope. Except for I'd have to lose like 50 pounds.
We also have to be famous.
That is true. I know, why is the sexiest man alive never not rich?
Why are you giving my mic pink eye, bro?
I didn't fart on it.
No, you rubbed it on your own pink eye.
I don't have a pink eye, I have allergies.
What are you allergic to? Pussy?
No, that's my favorite.
Because
But
pussy.
pussy.
What do you mean you got pussy at your house?
No, I'm allergic.
You just been sitting at home. Oh, you're such a good Gracie.
Alright. For real though. If you had to choose a group or a duo to spend the next 6 months with on tour, the Paul brothers or
Andrew Taylor and Pete Davidson?
no. What the fuck? I just had it now, I can't remember. What are their names? There's like those other YouTubers. Alright,
AMSR.
the Paul brothers or
Ninja?
what's his name?
David Dobrik?
No.
Mr.
The
Beast?
gay guy.
Derek.
It does all that like makeup.
I'm not telling you the name.
You know his name. What is it?
James Charles?
Yeah.
Is it just these people? Like, nobody else to interact with?
No, you can interact with other people, but like they're on tour with you and they're always there.
Might have to go James Charles.
Why?
Because he be pulling them bitches.
As friends.
I don't have to be friends with him.
And you tell me the Paul brothers don't pull bitches?
But
Just
they're
white,
pulling.
no lip having bitches, but
They're probably pulling bitches for themselves. So James Charles ain't trying to get no bitch. You know what I'm saying? He's just attracting the women.
what if this whole time it was an act though? Like when you go to a sleepover and tell him you're gay, but it kind of snowballed into
him doing it on YouTube.
Yeah, becoming famous for it. Do you think he has ever?
Had sex with a woman?
Yeah.
I hope not. That's blasphemy.
Blasphemy, huh? What if he just tried it and then he was like, I gotta try, see if it's really what's up.
Yeah, but have you tried it?
No.
You're older than him, so if we can obtain ourselves, why wouldn't he be able to, being somebody who says he does not into girls?
But see, I abstain because of my religious ways.
The South of Hell religion.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it.
He just abstains because he hasn't tried it yet.
He tries it once, and the next video he makes is just long, like regular hair, big ass beard. Like, what up, bitches?
What's up, bitch? You never. Why is that stuck in my head?
So you can hang out with one person out of these 3 TikTokers. The awkward dude who's like, yeah, I work on a farm. I own a farm. Yeah, you know, the bando guy. And then you got the blonde haired dude who's like, yeah, I was talking to this girl the other day, telling her how it is, and then his friend's like, no, you weren't talking to no bitch. You know what I'm talking about? He does like him and his friend do all the, like they get banned every fucking time they make a new account.
Yeah.
So one of those two, and then the guy who looks like Lord Farquaad. You don't know that guy?
Lord Farquaad?
From Shrek?
I know who that is, but I don't know what guy you're talking about.
Okay, let me think of a different one then. And then, okay, Flight.
Have to hang out with one of them?
You get to hang out with one of them for like a day.
Probably the banjo dude or whatever. He's funny. But Flight would probably do more things that we do. Play sports games.
You telling me that guy wouldn't?
I don't know. He never... Seems like he like plays
True.
golf and like disc golf or something. Like.
Alright, would you rather take $10 million or have 2-hour dinner with Jay-Z?
The knowledge I learned in those 2 hours with Jay-Z are way more valuable than 10 million. The fact that people are actually arguing that.
For real. Who the fuck would not just take 10 mil?
Yeah. And Jay-Z, even if you had dinner with him, he's not going to give you any advice or tell you how to become rich. He's going to be like, yeah, so you listen to my music?
And even if
You
he
listen
did,
to my music?
and even if he did, what is he gonna tell you? He made all of his money off of rapping and then invested
Selling
in
drugs, then rapping.
and then invested
Yeah.
in businesses. Like,
I know he's gonna be like, well, do you sell drugs? No. Or good at rapping? No. I don't know
do you
what to
have
tell
$1 million to invest into something? No. You're shit out of luck, bro.
Yeah.
Should have took
Well,
the 10 mil.
Start doing those, I guess.
Bro, if I was ever that big and famous and I seen those like memes going around, like I would rather take 2-hour dinner with Young Pyramid than take $10 million. But like, y'all are fucking dumb.
Right?
I would literally publicly say y'all are fucking stupid.
Like, imagine like your publicist calling you. It's like, hey, so there's a new contest, and the winner can choose $10 million or dinner with you for 2 hours. Would you even like? I'd be like, no, cancel that. I'm not gonna let someone ruin their life.
I'd be like, so what happens to the 10 million if they choose dinner with me? Do I get it?
I know, right? What does happen to it? All right. Would you rather have? What's that? How's that one go? It's like $1,000 every month for the rest of your life, or
10 million flat.
yeah.
Well, $1,000 for the rest of your life a month is only $12,000 a year. So it has to be bigger than that. So you have to do like $10,000 a month, because then that's $120,000 a year. Then you have to do the math.
I'm taking that.
You're taking the $120,000 a year.
Yeah, because in 10 years you make $1 million.
Yeah, but if you're getting, so $1 million straight up or $120,000 a year.
I guess that's probably a more accurate one.
But 10 million, you can have 30 million in 10 years. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Well, 10 million would take, like, well, how long?
oh,
like,
yeah. So
100 years to get from.
So if it's just 1 million, so if it's just 1 million flat, you can invest 500,000 right away into something and double it, literally, within a couple of months. Because a lot of things you can like see it climbing and just throw it in there, and then it goes up even a little, and you pull it out. $500,000, even if you.
But I don't pull out.
So that's why investing's bad for you.
All right.
You're like gambling, and you're like, how much are you down? 150,000. Why aren't you getting out of it? I don't pull out.
Well, if you pull out right now, you literally have $1 billion. I can't pull out. Why do you think I have 78 kids?
I'm still in.
I haven't pulled out of the one girl I've ever been with because I can't pull out, so I can only choose one. She's like, hey, nice to meet you. Still like that.
All the kids just were birthed on top of your lap. On the way out, just pushing your dick to the side.
No, she just had all C-sections.
Oh.
Like, they just kept her stomach open the whole time because 73 kids.
At the same time.
No, but like, it literally, as soon as one kid was out, then she was pregnant for the next kid.
So they just kept her stomach open for 9 more months. Oh, God. Where are we at? Damn, we're already at 1 hour and 42 minutes. You ready to call it?
I guess.
Well, this is the longest podcast you'll ever hear from us. We're never coming back.